Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
It's 10 p.m. Time for the Good Life Radio Show with Jon Robert Quinn and Ben Godinez. And me, I'm Chris Rekalske. The Good Life Radio Show is sponsored by Pest Control Center. Now, welcome to the show.
Stop looking for Ben Godinez. He's on vacation. Tonight, it's myself, Jon Robert Quinn, the man, the myth, the legend, and...
I'm Chris Rekalske, sitting in for Ben while he's away.
So, how does it feel being the special guest host?
It feels good. Totally excited. Can't wait to do this.
You're doing it.
Yeah, we are doing it. Yeah. Got to get those tenses right?
So, we're... this episode, you know, we have a restaurateur, I guess you can say, here with us. He's been in the restaurant business a long time, and obviously he's doing some great things. But this episode is called the Restaurateur Checklist. So there's a lot of people. It's funny, I was over at Starbucks this morning, and I'm just going to do a name drop. She's a sweetheart. She deserves it. Toki. Her and her husband are opening up a Japanese restaurant downtown. Where was that? 7th and O or something? I don't know. But they're opening up a Japanese restaurant, and in the next month or so,
Nice.
I'm going to give them, you know, as much as I can give them. But she's a total sweetheart, and this is an episode that literally is, you know, she needs to listen to this.
Yeah.
And this is, we're going to really just break down not only just for the restaurateur, but the entrepreneur. There's a lot of people that want to open a business, want to open a store, want to do something. Everybody wants bigger, better, greater.
Yep,
The problem
we
they
all
run
do.
into is they don't know the basics. They never built a foundation. It's funny because Donald Trump, I swear, you know, he's in like every episode. Donald Trump, I have one of his books, and he was talking about when you build a skyscraper, you have to build a skyscraper that has a foundation enough to support the skyscraper. You can't use a home foundation or an apartment foundation to build a building that is going to stand 100 stories or 50 stories or 20 stories or whatever. And the same goes for your business. The other thing I think that's really important is people think that marketing is the most important factor in building their business or product. This is where you run into businesses that you have McDonald's. And I've used this analogy before, but you have McDonald's, they have the world's lousiest hamburger. But they have the world's greatest business system. And then you have the world's greatest hamburger, has the world's lousiest business system, and who's successful. The most important factor, the biggest piece of the foundation in a restaurant, is the legal end of things. That's the most important. It's protecting your asset, protecting your entity, and
Your name, your brand.
yeah, and building that foundation. So we're gonna just kind of get into this. What is a restaurateur?
Restaurateur, that's somebody who is invested in making their own restaurant. It can be a small business. You could be doing your local mom and pop. You'd be doing all the way to try to compete with the big dogs like Chili's and Applebee's. And just depends on what your market is. And like you said, for your foundation, you're going to have a different go at it if you're looking to just do a small local place, or are you wanting to go expand? Are you wanting to go out and become one of the big names? Do you want to franchise? Do you want to have that foundation laid there to go out and compete with the big guys?
You know, I always get on Ben about things. Chris, give me your pen.
Yep, here it is.
The first 5 minutes of this
Yep,
segment, everyone's
gotta
hearing
click it.
clicky,
Yep,
clicky,
click,
clicky,
clicky,
clicky, clicky. No, so you were there when we did the restaurant rendezvous.
Yeah.
You interviewed the Platts, and
Great people.
more so than great people, that restaurant is, and I've said this 1,000 times, but it is incredible.
It's beautiful.
But nobody's going to listen to me. You're the pro.
Yeah.
What did you think?
They were amazing. Their vision, you could see that they had planned out every single detail of what they did. It wasn't just come in and just threw everything nilly-willy. Of course, they've got other restaurants, and they've built on that experience, but they did utilize that experience. You can tell that they went a long way from having the rotisserie right there when you walk in to having that eye-popping from even at the outside, if you're coming in at night, when we came in, that beautiful firewall, it catches you. They're right next to a very large competitor that could totally dwarf them, but they're competing and they're doing a great job doing what they do.
You know what else is crazy about that place is every time I've been to Cheesecake Factory, food's it's all right.
Yeah.
Services, it's all right. The ambiance is incredible. It's beautiful. And then you go into Land Ocean, which is not corporate owned, which is family owned, using their own money, building that business because it's a dream, it's a passion, and you know they know what they're doing. Here's the thing that I thought was like the most appealing to me when we were doing the interview. You were doing the interview. I was just kind of sitting there, just sipping on a water or whatever. But
producing.
Yeah, producing. Yeah, executive producer. This is what I do. So when Galleria actually approached them, they said, we have this space. We think this would be a good fit. And the space was tiny.
Yeah.
And they were like, how in the world are we going to make this thing happen? And they drew up the plans, and they were going to back out, I guess, early on. And they said, you know what? The traffic is phenomenal. We'll figure out a way. We'll make this thing happen. And that's almost like, loose example, there's a way, right? But,
yeah.
But the difference is that they really just sat down and they did their homework. Here's what I find so interesting. So I call you this morning and I say, okay, this is what our show's going to be. This is what we're working on. This is what we're going to talk about. And then you come to me and you're like, well, I've got this checklist here that I wanted to talk about, the 10 common restaurant startup mistakes. And I'm like, bingo. I mean, this like goes hand in hand with what I wanted to talk about, except you came to me with actual information. Again, that's why we hired you.
Exactly.
Right? And what's funny is, number 8, deciding on a concept and finding the location, this is a prime example. They had to find the right venue for the product, for the region, for the whole thing. And we're going to get into this in the second segment, but I mean, whoa, dude.
Yeah, how do you utilize that small space? How do you make that a plus?
I remember when I was building my retail stores, and there's a reason why I don't have the retail stores anymore, probably because I didn't, do it right. But I've learned from it. Now I can teach you. I had the idea, the concept, the design, how I wanted to do the store, how I wanted to do this, the market, the whole. I spent 6 months sitting in the malls, watching the people, the type of people, looking for a way an angle to find to make this thing work. But I eventually, what ended up happening is I settled for a certain space or in a certain area because of the price of that space, instead of spending the extra money and putting it in a spot that's got more traffic, that's going to be more notable. Okay, well, the customers are going to walk by anyway. The customers are going to, or the potential customers are going to come into the store, and we're going to make a ton of money right out the gate. Again, completely wrong. Completely wrong. And again, we're going to get into that in the second segment. But so many people I talk to, and it's really sad because one of my advertisers that I'm working with right now, he's worried about, paying his other bills. He's worried about this. He's worried about that. He's worried about, does he have enough money to do what he needs to do? But he's not spending the money on advertising. The first thing he's doing is he's cutting his advertising. You're in a toilet bowl now, dude.
Yeah.
You're done.
If you don't have them coming in, you're sinking already.
You're done, dude. That's it.
You got to spend the money to make the money, right?
Which comes right back to your foundation. So the legal end, in terms of building your business and making sure that the business has the you have your credentials, you have the pieces of paper stored in the file that determine that this is your product, this is your design, this is your idea. Nobody can take your idea. All the legal end of things. These are how the trademarks, copyrights, all those things. But then you get into the marketing. Marketing is like the second biggest piece of this thing. And then you have your location in the middle. And your product is all the way at the top. Your product is the least important. That's
sadly,
the crazy thing.
That is very true.
That's why McDonald's and Taco Bell and Kentucky Fried Chicken and Jack in a Box of all companies are successful.
Keep making a killing.
and they're making a killing. We're going to go to a commercial break here. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Now, back to the Good Life Radio Show, sponsored by Pest Control Center.
Welcome back to the Good Life Radio Show. My name is Jon Robert Quinn.
And I'm Chris Rekalske, sitting in for Ben.
You know, it's really weird coming in and doing my own ins and outs. I'm just expecting Ben to do his little bit. It's funny. All right, so let's get into the 10 common restaurant startup mistakes.
Sounds great.
This is incredible stuff. Number 1, or should I start at 10?
Either way.
Nah, who cares? Let's start at number 1. Underestimating capital needs. There are so many good restaurants with excellent prospects for success that simply run out of money. It's common for the first-time owner, especially the first-time owner, to leave out... Well, I'm sorry. It's very common for them to leave out all of the startup costs that they need in order to run that business. Okay, they're not thinking about the cost of the permits and the cost of the fire marshal to come out and the cost of I remember when I was building my retail store, they came out and said, oh, well, you didn't build the 3-foot high thing for the handicap to sign their checks.
All the codes.
Just all those different things. So then I had to go back in and do that. The other thing is they're not, people don't think about overruns, change orders, delays, and then, of course, back to, inspections, building costs. The thing that I thought was the craziest is they would say, okay, so we need you to build the handicap thing. And say, okay, great, build the handicap thing. Okay, what's that going to cost me? It's going to cost me $200. Okay, $200. I'll spend the $200. And we're going to come out in 2 weeks to inspect. 2 weeks? So I'm paying rent on this space for the next 2 weeks, just waiting for the guy. So, like 3 months in of building, I'm still paying for the space.
Yeah.
People don't think of those things.
No. How much is all these linens going to cost me? How much is 100 plates going to cost me? Sure, it's $1 a piece, but it keeps adding up. Your silverware, stuff that's disposable, people are going to take it. You're going to have employees throw it in the trash. Even before you get open, you're already losing money right out the gate on stuff that you probably, if you're not looking ahead and you haven't done this before, you're not going to think about these things. You're thinking, oh, I got to get a good recipe. I got to get good food in here if I'm going to start a restaurant. There's so much more to it. The liquor license, that's going to cost you a fortune.
I've seen liquor licenses $40,000, $50,000 in some cities.
Yeah.
Which goes right into number 2 here, believing that you're going to start making money on opening day. The odds are stacked against this happening. Even the best-run chain restaurants, people who open restaurants for a living, and even factor in their startup budgets, have a deficit for the first 2 to 3, even 4, 6 months.
If you're lucky. If you're going well, yeah.
Land Ocean. These people had to put a ton of money in the bank just in order to keep the doors open, the lights on, the whole thing. What I thought was interesting is, skipping down a little bit here, it talked about the grand opening day.
Mm-hmm. It's a biggie.
People think that, okay, well, I'm opening my business today. I'm going to have my grand opening this weekend. You're going to bring a ton of people in for your grand opening, and you're going to disappoint every single one of them.
Yeah.
Because none of your systems are in place.
And even though you've rehearsed it all, even if you've gone over it and you've trained, if you don't have a soft opening, bring in the employees' families, bring in the employees, bring in some of your friends. Let everybody test everything out. Get a dry run in before you start doing everything.
And do it for months. Do it for like 6 months. Really get your feet really wet, and then come in and then
blow it up.
Opening.
Yeah.
Lack of clear vision and purpose. This one here is a given, though. This isn't any business. What'd you do?
I just dropped my chair. Don't ask me how. I just sank 6 inches.
You know what I love about this show?
Oh my goodness,
I love how the show is just so organic. There's just no. It's just not
there we
scripted.
Go. All right. I'm back.
It's live.
Here we go. Yeah.
Well, now it is. and we're going to keep it, is what we're going to do.
I love it. I love it. I was talking to somebody the other day, like, what happens if you make a mistake? Oh, we just have a good
Roll
time. We
with
just
it,
screw
yeah.
it, you know? Let's have fun. So,
Get a good laugh.
But lack of clear vision and purpose. And a lot of people say, well, I want to do this, or I want to do this, or I want to do this because it's going to make me a lot of money. Number one, money doesn't motivate people.
No.
People are not passionate about money. Number two, money doesn't make money. You got to do something you love to do. And if you're going to run a business like a restaurant, you have to be able to sell a product, a tangible or a consumable. You have to be able to sell that product that's people are going to relate to.
Yeah. And be there. And it's not just always about just the food. There's a place I love up here on El Caminos we go into all the time. Skips. This guy is amazing. Highly recommend this place. But if you go in there during the day, you're going to see Skip. It's a little place. You go up to the counter, you place your order. He's a mom and pop place. He's starting out his first place. The last time we were in there, the last few times I'm in there, the only complaint I have is like, this guy's going to need a bigger space. He's doing it right. He's taking care of the people. He's taught his employees how to take care of people.
It reminds
and
me
it's
of
infectious.
It reminds me of like Squeeze In, the original Squeeze In, before that goofy guy sued him for the handicap thing. But yeah, that place was like a little hole in the wall, and now they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's see here. This is an important one. Lack of documented systems, procedures, and training manuals.
You don't think about these things if you're new. You've got to have it on paper. You want to have the rules there. If you're going to tell your employees, this is the way it is, this is how we're going to handle things. If you don't have it written down, if it's not there in plain, clear English, you're going to fall apart.
I'm going to put a pillow on your desk here so you can just hit the pillow. This is going to be like the noisiest episode we've ever recorded.
I'm a noisy fella.
All right, so now we've got owner fails to function like an owner. That's a huge one. That's a huge one. And again, right back to business. You know, you're the sales guy, you're the marketing guy, you're the accounting guy, you're the hire guy, you're the fire guy, you're the garbage guy, you're the cleaning guy, you're the delegate some of that work.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna burn yourself out. And I don't care how passionate you are about what you do, you're going to resent what you're doing.
Yeah. You're going to put in too many hours. You're going to burn out. And you need a leader. If you don't have a clear direction and you're not having somebody that people can get behind, if they see you as just one of the other employees instead of as their boss, that perception is going to kill you. You're not going to be able to get things done when things are going rough. And when things start to fall apart, you need that leader there. And without that leadership, it's just going to fail.
Back to number 6 here, having the grand opening on opening day. It's kill your business. You want to kill your business? You want to invest $100,000 of your hard-earned money and kill your business the first
Throw it
day?
down the toilet.
Do that. Simple. Let's have the grand opening on the grand opening day, on the opening day. Let's kill our business. I don't know how many times I can say it. Just don't do it. Focusing too much on what you like. Me? You know what's funny is we've talked about opening a restaurant someday, Ben and myself. Obviously, you know, we've talked with you about it. And the way I would want it is, you know, you can imagine if you were to have a restaurant where Sinatra's in one corner, De Niro's in another corner, and Al Pacino's in another corner, how would this restaurant look? Well, it'd be kind of dark. It would look a lot like a Maggiano's. There'd be a grand piano with a girl singing on the piano in some kind of dress or something. Yeah, there'd be a poker table somewhere in the middle, and you know, you better be in a suit, and it would be Italian food, of course.
Go with the classics.
Yeah, go with the classics. It looks really great on paper. How many people would actually go there? Do you think people would actually go there?
On a regular basis?
Probably not.
No.
Yeah, it would have to be a front for something a lot bigger on the back end.
Yeah,
Exactly. So we go right back into focusing on too much on what we like. Instead, take that same space and, well, we're in Sacramento. It's a bunch of tree-hugging hippies here. Let's have a farm-to-fork restaurant where, you know, everybody's wanting to eat herbal. We'll have, you know, Prius parking out front. And that seems a bit more reasonable.
Yeah. Because you're looking at your target audience.
Exactly.
You're looking at who is going to actually come in here. Yeah, we all want a place we love. but you're in this to make money. You're in this to do
It's
business.
a business. Exactly. And you want to build a business for your friends, then just build a big room inside your house and have your friends over.
Exactly.
So, yeah, again, focusing too much on what you like. Deciding on a concept and then finding the location. We've already talked a little bit about this, but, you're going to build a restaurant. Let's say, let's throw the thing out there. You're going to build a authentic Mexican restaurant. And you mean authentic Mexican restaurant.
Mariachi and everything.
Exactly. We have one that the wife and I go to out in, of course, West Sacramento. Okay, that's a huge Hispanic community. And the place is owned by an Hispanic family. And they've owned it for like 30 years. And it's, in my opinion, the best in town, El Puerto. It's phenomenal. Okay? Let's say we were to take that same restaurant and put it smack dab in the middle of Granite Bay. Do you think it would do as well?
No.
Especially at $7 a plate.
No, because people aren't going to be thinking they're wanting to spend that money. They're wanting to go out and get that high price.
Exactly.
Dinner.
They're going to expect to spend $25 a plate. And they're not going to want some young kid with a goatee that... It's funny because when you open up the menu, there's a picture of this little kid in there eating a like a tamale or something inside the menu. And I said, "So who's this kid?" And he goes, "Oh, it's me." It's like it's the same picture. It's been in there for 20 years.
That's authentic. That's real. Yeah.
Exactly. That picture, it's all like green looking and everything because it's been in there so long. But the point is that find your location and put your restaurant put the type of restaurant in the type of region that you're going to do it. You're not going to go and put you're not going to put like a cheap Chinese buffet, San Francisco-esque, inside the Sunrise Mall. Or, I mean, inside the Galleria Mall.
No, it's not going to work.
Yeah,
people are going to pass you by. That's not what they want when they're out there.
But then, let's say, okay, you go down Fulton Avenue, and you have like 15 kebab houses. Why?
And you do.
Why?
Because you have a Mediterranean...
Correct. And they're all busy.
Yeah.
And they're all good.
Really good. Really good.
So
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. There's this one. Okay, so my wife's from Uzbekistan. She's Russian. She's from Uzbekistan. And there's this one that just opened up. It used to be the old Jim Boys. Remember the old Jim Boys on Fulton Avenue?
Yeah.
So it's a kebab place now. It's an Uzbek kebab place. And we were driving by one night in the Porsche. We had the top down. We're driving by. It's like 9 o'clock at night. And my wife goes, "Oh my gosh, it smells like home." I'm like, "What?" We had no idea that this place was even there. It's a new restaurant. We whatever. So she's like, "It smells like home." So I flip a U, I pull in, and they had this huge grill parked out front. And he goes out there and he cooks the food on the grill, and the smoke like pours down the street. But it's
best marketing.
But it's real Uzbek food. Real Uzbek food. So we were like, we should try it. So they were closed. They were cooking for like mom and dad or whatever. So we went by there a couple days later, and they have plov, and they have the kebabs, and they have Premente and all these different Premeni or whatever. I don't know. I can't barely speak any Russian. So the Russian community listening to the show, just laugh at me. Okay. It's fine.
Send your emails too.
Send your emails too. No. So just send them in English because I can't read them. But, no, but it's phenomenal. It's so good. And it's funny because when dad cooks for like special occasions, like the food is like Uzbek food. It tastes so much like that. So when we're like lazy and we don't want to cook, have dad cook, we go there. But again, finding that target audience and putting your business right where it needs to be. There's number 9. Here's the mistake that I made.
Yep.
Accepting the secondary location to save rent. So I had the one that I wanted picked out right in the main segue. It was going to cost me X amount of dollars. Maybe it was like, $2 a square foot or whatever it was. So I was going to build it. It's fine. It was great. I said, oh, well, I can get this one. It's on a wing. It's by a door, by an entrance. I can get it for 96 cents a square foot. There's a reason why
Sounds
it's 96.
Like a deal, yeah.
There's a reason why it's 96 cents
exactly.
a square foot.
Because you're not getting the main foot traffic.
Bottom
you're not
line,
there.
You are doomed. So, yeah, don't do that one. And then number 10, trying to appeal to everybody. You're not going to do it. Walmart is lucky, But Walmart still isn't appealing to everybody, because when I go into Walmart, oh my gosh, dude. I hate it. We were moving over the weekend into our new fancy pants apartment, and we had to go get boxes, and Walmart has the best price on boxes. So we go into Walmart, and okay, they have everything there. You can get your tires there, you can get your food there, you can get your fish there, you can get baby stuff there, you can get everything ever.
You can get a haircut there.
You can get a haircut there. Lunch.
Not a good one, but
the point is that you're marketing to people that are like, I don't even know how much I can say it without being politically incorrect.
To a cheaper clientele.
Yes. I don't even know how to say it. I'm just sound like such a jerk. The
For
point
the
I'm going to make
consumer.
is, before we go to a commercial break, the point I'm going to make is this. We go there 2 days after Halloween, and they have the Halloween section there, right? With everything discounted. And people are shopping to their eyeballs for Halloween gifts and Halloween costumes and stuff for next year.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the point I'm going to make, right? Here's the point. You ready? You ready back there? People will go to the ends of the earth to figure out ways to save money instead of figuring out ways to create it.
Yep.
That's why we have Walmart. We'll be right back.
Now, back to Ben and Quinn and the Good Life Radio Show. Brought to you by Pest Control Center.
Welcome back to the Good Life Radio Show. I am Jon Robert Quinn.
And I'm Chris Rekalske.
I miss Ben. He makes this show go so smoothly. It's funny because it's my show. I'm the producer or whatever, not the producer. I don't know, whatever the heck I am. I'm the
star.
host. Yeah, starring Jon Robert Quinn. No, but I sit here all week long and I put the show together and I have all these different pieces, and then it's like when we come in and out of the show, I'm thinking about what we're doing next, and it's like, oh my gosh. Oh, anywho,
Yeah, this
we're
is
gonna
a great
have fun.
tie-in to your next segment, horror stories, right?
Horror stories, yes. Don't make the mistakes I'm making today if you want your business to be successful tomorrow.
Do as I say, not as I do.
All right, so you're in the restaurant business. You have been for a number of years.
25 years.
So what, 25 years? How old are you?
I'm 41.
No way.
Yeah, 41.
You're an old fart, dude.
Yeah, I know. There's another horror story for you.
Holy smokes, 25 years ago, I was like 7.
I was washing dishes at a restaurant.
I had a job at a restaurant. I worked at Pietro's in Vacaville, Italian restaurant. And I worked there for a week. I got fired. I was 16. And then I went to Baskin Robbins, and dude, I was on fire, man.
Found your home?
That place was awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, we used to, this is back in the day. I mean, this is like not as old as you, but I remember because I used to open and close the store some days. I had keys to the place. I was like 17 and had keys to like everywhere. But I used to come in and have my breakfast. I'd have a box of cereal and milk and back, and have a bowl of cereal and a 3-scoop cup. Eat it with a little pink spoon. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anywho, so I have a funny restaurant story for you. This actually happened at Olive Garden a few years back. And
when you're here, you're angry.
Huh?
When you're here, you're angry.
Yeah, serious. No, it was the funniest thing. So this has got to be like 10 or 12 years ago, but there was a server there who it was just the epitome of a bad day. So it started with he was clearing off some tables, and he had the big tray, and he was stacking up all the dishes. And I know I sound like completely, I don't know what I'm talking about. There's probably names for all these things, but it is
There
what
are.
it is. Exactly.
We'll let you slide.
All right, so we had this big tray. It's like big and flat. It's like 2 feet long, wide, whatever. And they're stacking up all the trays on there, and he's holding it, and it starts to wobble
Oh.
during dinner. And it hits the ground, and everything breaks everywhere.
Been there.
Hold on. It gets way worse. I mean, it gets way worse, okay? And Wife and I, I wasn't married. Girlfriend and I, we weren't laughing yet. It was like, oh my gosh, there was glass in people's food.
Oh.
They had to like take everybody's food, clean all the tables, start everybody over. Of course, everybody got comped.
Money going out the door.
So, poor kid, he goes in back. He disappears for about 20 minutes, half hour, probably a break. Comes back out. Now he's setting tables. So he comes back out, and he's got, he puts the little napkin, then he sets the silverware, and he drops a fork. And he goes, oh, and he bends down to grab the fork, and as he's coming up, he hits his head on the bottom of the table. And he goes, I should just quit now.
Maybe this isn't the job for
10
you.
years later, we're still laughing about that. That was the funniest thing, man. A poor kid. I remember another time we went to a restaurant. Wife and I, we don't cook, so we go out to eat every night. So we were at another chain restaurant, which, gosh, chain restaurants suck so bad.
Oh.
But we went to On the Border. And this is kind of a funny one. This is about maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And the server comes up, and I always do this thing where when they look like a celebrity, I always have to point it out to them. And sometimes it's never good, but I really don't care. It makes for, I wish there's cameras around. It's just funny stuff. So this kid comes around, kind of a dorky kid with glasses. And he comes around and he goes, can I take your order? And he takes the order, and he's kind of goofy looking, and he was like spot on. And I said, anybody ever tell you look like a celebrity? He's like, really, who? And I said, you ever see the movie Superbad? You look like McLovin. And he's all, what? And you can tell he was kind of defeated, right? And he turns around and he goes over to his little station, where they punch in all, again, there's names for the stuff, I don't know.
A POS system.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he punches in all the stuff so he can get our food, And you can see him, and he's at the far end of the restaurant, so I can't hear anything that's happening. But I see him talking with 2 other servers.
Oh, and they're talking about you.
And they're talking about me, and they're looking over at me, and they're looking at him, and they look at me, and then both of them point at him and start laughing because he looked exactly like it. We went back a week later. He had a complete makeover. His hair was different. His glasses were gone.
Scarred the kid emotionally for life. One comment.
Never good when somebody says you look like a celebrity. Just turn around and walk away. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm not
Well,
gonna
thank you.
I'm not gonna be light on you. I've gone to people and said, "Oh my gosh, you look like so and so. You ever heard that before?" And they're like, "Yeah, I've heard that a lot." Great, take a picture with me.
Post this on Instagram.
Oh my gosh! All right, you know who Steve kind of looks like? You ever see Jurassic Park?
Oh.
People have told, they tell me I look like Donald Sutherland,
Yeah,
see that.
absolutely.
and I've been
Yeah, an
told
Italian
I
job.
resemble Eric Clapton.
The new Eric Clapton,
Yeah.
not the old Eric Clapton.
The new Eric
Well,
Clapton.
you mean the old Eric Clapton.
The old
not
Eric
the,
Clapton.
Not the young Eric.
Yeah, but the other way.
Yeah, that's
The new old one.
I don't know if I do. I can see almost the Sutherland.
The Sutherland, yeah. And the Jurassic Park guy
Yeah.
with the hat.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just missing the hat.
People tell me I look like a jerk, but I don't know. I don't see it.
Ah, you look like Quinn.
Oh, is that what it
You
is?
look like Quinn, yeah.
Every morning I see somebody who looks exactly like me when I look in the mirror.
That's crazy.
Oh my god!
Same thing happens to me every day too.
Oh my gosh! I don't know why people even listen to this show. It's beyond me. All right, so why don't you tell me some things that people can actually learn from? You were telling me one this morning. I'm sure you've got a million stories.
Oh yeah, I've had some terrible. And anybody who's been in the restaurant business, especially if you've served and waited, you have this recurring nightmare that the whole restaurant's yours and there's nobody around to help. And I worked at this Irish pub in Seattle, and it happened. It happened in real life. It was Christmas Day. We're open. The only place open for 15 miles around us. Even the Chinese places were closed. They didn't staff us. There was me. There was one other server. There was 2 cooks in the kitchen. And our cook, prepping, cut the tip of his thumb off before we even got started. So we're not expecting that much, right?
This is like a what's his name? The chef, the Kitchen Nightmares guy.
Oh yeah. It was, and it was really, and so we get slammed. I've never seen a whole entire restaurant's full. It took me an hour to just say hi to people, but there was nowhere else for them to go. And we got through it. God bless the dude in the kitchen. I mean, he wrapped that thing up. He went through, took it like a champ. We didn't have anybody come in till 4 o'clock. We opened at 10 o'clock.
Did anybody talk about like getting a fingernail or something in your salad?
No, we didn't find any remains in there. No, but it was insane. It was so incredibly busy. People were completely awesome about the thing. I can't believe how actually nice people were. They did realize it's Christmas Day. We're busting our humps. We're trying to do what we can. Yeah, I give a lot of whiskey and beer away. It was an Irish pub. You throw a few drinks out and it gets better. But it was a horror story.
But the lesson here really is preparing and being prepared and understanding what you're going to be coming up against before it happens. And you
can win any battle if you're prepared for it, but if you go in blind and just without the right expectations, you're going to fail.
We're going to
every time.
We're going to go to commercial break real quick and come right back, and we're going to talk a little bit more about some horror stories and then things you can do to prepare yourself for Black Friday.
Welcome back to the Good Life Radio Show with Jon Robert Quinn and Ben Godinez, sponsored by Pest Control Center.
Welcome back to the Good Life Radio Show. I am Jon Robert Quinn.
And I am Chris Rekalske, sitting in for the much-missed Ben.
Oh my gosh, we miss Ben so much. Ben makes this show. I mean, he really makes the show.
Yeah, you don't realize it so much, do you, until he's not here.
Seriously, it's crazy. So Ben's on vacation. I don't even know where he went, but wherever he went on somewhere. Cross country, something.
Didn't even want to tell you.
No, he did. I'm
you
so
didn't
busy.
pay attention.
I'm just so busy with everything. I do remember he said that he's going to play baseball for 7 days. He's literally just playing baseball. That's all he's going to do is play baseball. That's his thing.
It's going to be in pig heaven.
So here's what's funny. Is I moved over the weekend and I called Ben, and I always make like these gay comments about Ben, And him and I, we go shopping together, and I like buy his clothes and stuff, and we go to a restaurant, and he orders my food. Like his wife and my wife will be sitting there, and he's ordering for me, and my wife's looking at me like, you're so gay. So I called Ben yesterday, and I'm like, dude, moved into the apartment. Oh, this color's awful. I was like, dude, can you help me paint this? His response is, yeah, sure, no problem, as long as I can help pick out the color.
He's got a good eye.
Queer eye for the
Quinn guy.
Oh my gosh, it's like, oh goodness gracious. Steve's back there cringing like, oh, we are so on the verge of getting pulled from the air right now.
No, you guys are pretty enjoyable today, actually.
Oh goodness. So let's what's another horror? So what ended up happening with that Irish pub?
Oh, they actually went out of business. I was just actually looking it up this morning, and they had 3 locations. Mm-hmm. It's a long-standing place out there. I don't really want to mention the name, but they had some history. The owner had taken it over from a previous owner and really turned things around. They went from 2 locations to a third, and they tried to open up a store down in Lake Union. And Lake Union, Seattle, it's a very, very high price. They're right down on the lake, waterfront property, and they were doing great until they opened that 3rd location, and then it siphoned the money out of everything, and just the dominoes fell like you wouldn't believe. That one mistake took out 3 restaurants.
It reminds me of when I opened my store. So my first store I opened in Roseville in 2010, I want to say. And I mean, I started small, started in just a little office, and was like killing it. I mean, it was ridiculous. I had people like lining up down the hall to the point where people were complaining. And that was awesome. Good problem to have. So we moved into a bigger space, like 3 times, 4 times the size, and was there like 6 months. And the problem became, again, another problem. I had so much inventory and was moving so much inventory, not just holding the inventory, but moving so much inventory, that there was so much inventory moving through the machine, through the business, that I couldn't even open the door to get into the building to do business. Like, a customer would come for a product and I'd have to like move 50 things just to get to this one product. I mean, again, great problem to have.
Yeah.
So that's when I decided, okay, we need to take this thing. And I remember, I will never forget this. I consulted with a friend of mine at the time. Actually, his name was Guy, up in Roseville. He was in sales. And he looked at point blank in the eye, and he goes, you know, it's your butt that's on the line. He goes, you're either going to make it big or you're going to crash and burn it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen hard. And I'll never forget it, because it was like 3 months after I opened up that store. That was it. Gone. And I was able to sustain the online end of things because we were online for 5 years, 6 years prior. But then, with the economy into 2011 into 2012, we were pulling out of it, but all of the damage,
Already done.
It was done. That was it. And I shut it down, and a month later I started Opera. So it was like a month. I had like a month. I said I was retired. Basically, I retired for a month. I didn't do anything for a month. And I started Opera, and I've spent the last 3 years, building this whole thing. But he's saying we've got 3 minutes. I want to talk to you about Black Friday. Black Friday's right around the corner.
Oh, it's
all
that
right.
season, isn't
We're
it?
going to be running 3 weeks of advertising for this Black Friday episode. It's going to air on Thanksgiving. It's going to air at 10 p.m. And I know there's a lot of you guys out there that are going to be doing your Black Friday shopping, and you're going to start on Thanksgiving. As soon as you're done eating your turkey and taking your hour-long nap, you're going to be heading to the stores. Our show is going to be about who in town has the best deals. Where do you need to be going to get the best Black Friday deals? And what's really going on Black Friday? Who's going to be the big power players in the region? This is your opportunity as a business to advertise your business, to get heard by a ton of people, heard by the region, as to how we can showcase your business and why would people come to your business, especially on Black Friday, and what's it going to do for you. Give me a call, 916-289-3710. We'll work up a complete campaign that's just going to be monumental to the success of your business over this holiday season. 916-289-3710. Go to opera.com, AWEPRA, opera.com, AWEPRA.com, to see some of this other stuff that we're doing. And real quick, before we go, complete program schedule. We're on 5 nights a week, Monday through Friday. Our new episodes air typically on Fridays, unless it's a special episode like the Black Friday is going to air on Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving doesn't land on a Friday, just in case you didn't know. But all of our program schedule is available at opera.com. Go to opera.com, AWEPRA.com, click on program schedule. We have all of October, November, and then now we're getting December's calendar up. So you'll know what's happening before it all happens. And how does it feel to have co-hosted your first episode here?
This was awesome. I had some small shoes to fill. I hope I filled them all right.
You banged on the table. You clicked your pen.
I know,
you fell out
I did
of your
all the
chair.
rookie
We had all
mistakes.
kinds
All
of great
right.
things. We'll see you all tomorrow night. Have a great night.
Welcome to the good life.
And after all the talk, all I gotta say is,
Welcome to the good life.
you're welcome. You're all welcome.
Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Welcome to the good life.